Hello, this is Karmatos, and welcome to a brand new series, the Horus Heresy Legion's Survey of the Week. I just thought of this idea. Google Forms are great, and the first survey I've whipped up for us is Worst Warlord of each Legion. So it's a pretty straightforward thing. There's going to be a link here in the description. You click it, you land here, you read the hopefully sufficient but simple instructions, and then vote and submit. In this case, we're looking for who is the worst warlord in your opinion, and this is worst in performance or win probability or quality, as opposed to you just don't like it or you hate that fighting it. Like, that's a different kind of worst, and we'll do that survey maybe next or maybe in a couple. But this one is the worst performing warlords in your opinion for each, taking into consideration all the cards from the faction and things that, you know, the warlord that whenever you try to make a deck with it, it just bombs, or every single time you play somebody who's using this warlord, you just thrash them. So that's the spirit of this. So we're going to go through and do that for all of them, and then at the end, we're going to pick who do we think is the best of all the worst ones, and who is the worst of all the worst ones. So ideally, you pick those based on what you've picked in here. So just as a little sample here, you know, I think Abaddon is not so great. Jabandar is really rough to play. I'm gonna go with Bile. Typhon. Forex. I think Falk memeing makes him really good, and I've lost some games against Falk even at like high 3Ks, so this performance, yeah, this I think is my winner for absolute worst of the worst. I think Dynat is just awful, 30 HP only, although if you transform a little later, he's like a soft 35, you can take the damage and then transform, but I've just never found a way to make Dynat work. Somebody please correct me. Yeah, Malkarion. Flaymaster is just cool and fun, and Sevatar is just big, beefy, and of course Curse is great. I don't like Takar. Some people say Araman. Low initiative, Psychic Barrier. This is a contender for worst of the worst. We do split up Rom and Argel Tal. I'm gonna go Argel Tal base because I think Rom himself is pretty neat, and I love Erebus. And I even think Zardu can overall outperform Tal with the higher health and the better damage poke, better anti-stealth, and don't you dare badmouth Logar. Alrighty, you know, they're all amazing, and this is probably my winner for best of the worst. Like, of all the warlords here that are on my worst of their faction list, Kyrus is going to be the best of those worsts. And it's probably just due to the Runestorm, you know, strong out the doorness. I think Duquesne is better than Shadrach. I've had more consistent wins with that, but I don't know, maybe there's some metadata to correct me. This is a hard one. Cassian and Nemetor. I don't like Nemetor. I've been trying to make something with him. It's hard. He doesn't have the survivor. Yeah, he's got medium and a plus, but if they're a tactics deck, he literally does nothing, and even if they're a face bashy deck, they can just get right through it. Yeah, that one's easy for me. Some people might say 6, I don't know. We already have over 100 responses from Reddit and the Discord and interpersonal sharing, so join this, and about this time next week, I should have an upload where I go through and discuss our survey responses. Rhaegar, I almost want to say Bolvi since it's nerf, but that Forced Berserk high initiative is nice. This might be a contender for best of the worst. I want to vote Amun, but he has first strike, and I love Shapura, so that's a hard vote for me. Ramus, maybe Gage. I think Ramus. Maybe it's because I just don't see him very often, or you have to choose between too many options, or yeah, you're a great meme, but all 3 of your buddies outcompete you. There's some debate here. I like Maros now with stun and poison cure, more so than giving both adjacent troops 1/1, but I really actually haven't played White Scars, so I'm actually going to hold off on this example just to show that you don't have to vote for something. I haven't seen any of these played. I haven't played as them, so I'm just gonna skip over that. Yeah, Onatov, Lotara is just too fun and too good. That is, Vale has actually got some good play. Obviously, Lucrece is great, and Assassin's got the very high. There's good arguments for a lot of these. Sorry, Tacticus, but Kelbor is my, senpai, and Caleb Decima, he just seems better than Tacticus. And I'm actually going to go Chaos Spawn. I like Ingathel. I don't care about you haters. Alright, who is the best of the worst? Who is the best of the worst? I think it was the Kairos. Where is that, buddy? This part's a little cumbersome, I have to admit. There it is, Kairos. And who's the worst of the worst? I think Alpha Legion's Rare, Ingopec, Exodus, Dynat. And then submit. Boom. Worst of the worst. Your response has been recorded, and then if you like, so long as you're accessing from the same whatever, you should be able to go back and edit in case there's anything you don't like there. So I look forward to seeing more and more and more votes. It's really interesting, some of these responses. There are some things that I thought were very obvious, and some of the ones that I thought, like, maybe this, maybe that. Your guys' numbers are really showing. But I'm going to wait until we get a bigger, fuller count here in a week before I tip any reveals. So if you like this, like it. If you want to see more like it, subscribe. Feel free to, in the comments here, make some arguments about who you think is the worst among each relative legion, and I'm interested to get more insight on that. And with any luck, once I get a good vote here, I actually hope to pitch a tournament idea for this, where the only allowed warlords are the worsts of each faction. Maybe with the exception of excluding Malevolence expansion, because they have a little bit of the I'm new and good on the block syndrome, and also a lot of people don't necessarily have them yet. Let me know what you think for this tournament idea. I think it's going to be pretty neat. Anywho, we had this down here. Anyway, this was Karmatos. Cast your votes. Thanks for watching.